All right.
This is a quarterfinals bout.
This is a quarterfinals bout between Kohlberger and So. So on our right, Kohlberger on our left, and I'm here with Chris Cheney. How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
And yeah, kind of walk us through what you think is happening in this bout.
Well, so Catelyn's been around for a long time, right? She's actually a very disciplined fencer here. I think you're going to see her really focusing on the box and looking to pull her opponent short, yeah, just like that, making that preparation in and then just pulling the distance. And then anytime her opponent doesn't want to go through the middle, she's just going to take the right of way and push her through. So I think you're going to see a lot of action in the middle today.
Would you agree that leaving the middle is really important if your actions aren't working in the middle?
I agree with that. I think in modern Saber you see a lot of currently you see a lot of fighting for the right of way. Like, it's the most important thing, right? As you get into distance, trying to have the right of way versus just going for some kind of hit.
Yeah.
And I think that's something that Catelyn's very disciplined to do. Like, if her opponent wants to win this, she's going to need to slow down and really try to either take the right of way or get Catelyn to accelerate a little too soon so she can pull her short.
All right, we're at the break of 8. It's 8-3 for So. So if you were Catelyn So's coach right now, Maxim, what would you be telling her?
I've known Maxim for a long time. We trained together down in Georgia and then also worked at Morehouse. I took some lessons from him, traveled with him, refereed with him. I think he's going to say basically keep doing the same thing, but maybe put a little bit more pressure on her with your own attack, right? Because what that's going to do in the second half is going to keep her from coming through the middle at all. And even if she gets a couple touches on the defense, it's going to really keep her in the box versus letting her push her attack through the middle. So.
And then Kohlberger, it looks like she's from Manhattan Fencing Center on our right.
Stamford, I think.
Stamford? Okay. Their jackets look really similar. So local.
Yeah, just down the street.
She probably just woke up in her own bed this morning.
Must be nice.
I know. But yeah, so you were saying she should slow down.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see if she makes any of those changes after the break and slowing down, because it seems like she's rushing a little bit.
Yes. Yeah. Most of the times in Saber, if you're losing more than 3 touches in a row, you got to change your preparation.
Yes.
Right? If you're and that's better. It's better, but it's still too big. If I were them, she needs to slow down just a little bit or make a much smaller preparation, right?
And it's easy to counterattack an attack like that because it's so big.
Yeah.
And uncontrolled. So just making all these movements smaller would be really important for Kohlberger.
Mm-hmm. And she got her out of the middle that time. See if she can take advantage of that momentum. Oh.
Ooh.
See, this is a little surprising. Catelyn's going back a little bit more than I thought she would.
Yeah. What she was doing at the beginning was working, and now she's changing something that was working.
Right. Not typically a good strategy, but we'll see. Because when you go back a couple touches in a row, all of a sudden your opponent doesn't really feel when you're going to come forward.
That's true. That's true. It sets up other things.
Yeah, it can pull them through the box a little bit. And if you're successful in defending at the end, then it can work for you.
Yeah, then if you come blitzing off the line, the other person's like, and we'll probably go backwards because they're not expecting it.
Yep.
Would you say that it's okay to lose touches if it's part of your strategy? You can win 3 touches off of losing 1 sometimes.
Yes, I agree. I think in Saber, you're going to lose points, right? Like, you're going to get hit. That's just a thing, especially at high level. And it becomes the meta of, like 2 for 1, 3 for 2, and you're able to build off of that. So if you're winning a 3-2 ratio, you're still winning the bout, 15-10, right? And
that's pretty good.
Still a pretty decisive win.
All right. Okay. I thought Catelyn So was going to counterattack because there's a lot of prep happening in this attack. But that's hard to defend against because it's unpredictable, the Kohlberger's attack here. But it is predictable that since she's having all this prep and is trying to go long, it's easy to attack and prep.
Yes, exactly. And that's pulling through the box. That's what you're going to get. Catelyn does need to take a little bit more attack on this. There we go. Okay. Oh. Stood up a little bit. Okay, all right.
She put out a point in line, and Kohlberger beat through it, but somehow it was a counterattack because that beat was too big.
And yeah, using that line is a good strategy, especially when someone's going quickly to the attack and you're
Slows
really
them
not sure
down.
what to do. It slows them down,
Yeah.
makes them think about it, gives them a problem to solve besides just hitting you.
Yep. Attack and prep. Yep. That was a smart action to do to close it out because there's no funny business. You just it's a pretty reliable touch, but great bout from both of them. I'm really enjoying seeing all of the strategy that even in Y-14 we're seeing a lot of complex strategy.
Yeah, and I think in a lot of cases, like these fencers who've been fencing since Y10 to Y14 are actually a lot better at that strategy side of things than some of the junior and cadet fencers you're going to see out there. Yeah.
Why do you think that is?
I think it's an opportunity for a lot of these coaches when they find somebody younger to just build in, oh, hey, this is how you play the game. And I know guys like Coach Maxime here, like he's a professional, right? He's had fencers go to the Olympics and make finals. So he knows what it takes to win, and he trains the fencers in that way. Like the difference in teaching fencing versus training fencing, right? If you're teaching fencing, hey, do the things, right? If you're training fencing, it's like, okay, in this situation, this is the thing you need to do, right? And when X happens, then you need to be ready for Y, right? And there's a very specific progression through that. And if you've been going through that from the time you were 7 or 8 to the time you're 12 or 13, right? And you've connected those motor mechanics, the technical side of it, like you get some pretty consistent, pretty solid fencing.
That's interesting that there's a difference between teaching and training.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, and I didn't really realize that until in the last probably 5 or 6 years ago when I started working with some other coaches who had systems. It was like, oh, this is why I do this. This is when I do this. This is how I do this, and this is where this falls in a grand trajectory of training. So, yeah, I think guys like Maxime who've been doing this professionally for 30, 40 years, it becomes very efficient for them to teach this even to a young age.
Yeah, and how do you think